up, everybody? Welcome back to the 31 Days of Horror. I am your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yes, day 19 is here on the 31 Days of Horror Volume 3, and we're going to take it back about 10 years to the year of 2007 with a film called Brain Dead. Yes, this is one from the 2000s, so this is not the Bill Pullman, Bill Paxton Brain Dead film from 1990, nor is it the Peter Jackson Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead film also from the 90s. This one right here is from 2007, directed by Kevin Tenney. We all know Kevin Tenney is probably most famous for directing Night of the Demons, Witch Trap, Witch Board, Night of the Demons 2. If you like Pinocchio's Revenge, he also did that one too. Oddly enough, this is the last horror film that Kevin Tenney actually directed. Yeah, I don't know where he's been. He's been very absent from even filmmaking in general. I think he did one more film after this, so not 100% sure where Kevin Tenney is right now, but if you're out there watching this, we need some more horror films, buddy. So getting into the synopsis of this one, basically this film follows 6 different characters. We've got 2 criminals that are escaping from jail. We got 2 hikers who are lost in the woods, and we also have a televangelist and his assistant, who all inadvertently end up at this abandoned fishing lodge in the woods due to unforeseen circumstances for all their narratives. But basically what we have here now is they're trying to fight off these kind of zombies, and what has happened here is these alien parasites have come from outer space somehow and have made their way into humans because they're looking for, a host to host them, and now they have created these zombies who are looking to procreate and eat brains and things like that. So yeah, so essentially what we got here is we got 6 characters stuck in a contained place fighting off these zombies. My thoughts on this one: this is a really, really fun film. I mean, at the core of this is basically an alien parasite zombie flick. It's not reinventing the wheel by any means, but why should you watch this film? Because it's fucking fun. It's super fun. Even all the characters are actually pretty fun. I mean, it's got a lot of those type of characters, not the most stereotypical characters in the world, but it's got the stupid criminal, it's got the one criminal who's always wisecracking, it's got the really pretty girl, it's got the lesbian girl, it's got the televangelist who totally 100% believes he's all 100% for God, but he's really got a dirty mind. And then we've got his assistant who's dumb as shit too, and she's just there for eye candy and she shows her boobs. So we've got all these type of characters, but they're not teenagers, so they're not that stereotypical. But in this contained setting, which is really, really fun. But what this movie really does offer is it's gore. It's really damn gory. And for a film from 2007, this is about the time when a lot of indie filmmakers were settling for the CG in their films because it was just kind of cheaper and it was faster and it was an easier way to do it. Kevin Tenney didn't. And I remember watching this film a few years ago not when it first came out, but a few years ago, and I was pleasantly surprised to find out this film had probably 98% practical effects and really decent effects too. Super, super gory. There's a scene in the beginning of the film where you get this alien parasite shooting down from space and it just goes in this dude's head and it just goes apeshit from there. His head fucking explodes. But there isn't it's not like a German splatter film where there's effects every 2 seconds as one, but when they are happening, the effects are fantastic, really bloody, gory, and you're going to like that. It does contain quite a bit of nudity. In the first 20 minutes of this film, we get introduced to 4 different females, and all of them show their boobs, and actually, I think 3 of them are full frontal. It's insane. Pretty cool stuff, but this one has a really fun vibe to it. It's kind of lighthearted. It's not over-the-top silly. It still, has this blood and gore and stuff like that. I love the look and feel of the film. It feels very much like it has kind of that 80s vibe to it. It's very, very much 80s. It's got a fun soundtrack to it. And a lot of the jokes and stuff in the film are pretty cool too, man. There's some nods to other horror films in here also, which is expected from a filmmaker like Kevin Tenney, who's very familiar with the genre and things like that. But yeah, Brain Dead is a really damn fun film. My only gripes on the film is probably the middle part of it. When we get, it kind of slows down in the middle, and we get a bunch of dialogue in the middle of the film in this contained setting within the, in the fishing house, and some of the dialogue is kind of corny and bad and stuff. You can tell it was just filler. It's budget constraints. So you can't have blood and gore and effects happening all the time. So had to fill up the time by doing that. But, you know, it slows down for a little bit. But the last 25 minutes are just pretty insane. There's a lot of shit happening. A lot of bodies are flying. A lot of blood and gore. And just a lot of nonsense, really. I like this film because it doesn't even bother. It's so self-aware. It doesn't even try to explain, like, where these alien parasites came from, or how the creatures are able to do certain things in the film. Like, you just don't care at that point. It's a popcorn flick. Grab another beer, crack it. Who gives a shit, man? You're watching Brain Dead from 2007. You know, so it's a fun film. It really is. Yeah, man. It's got everything you want, man. You know, that 80s vibe and a lot of cool things going on. But and actually, it's got a surprise cameo from Jim Warnowski in this film. He actually plays a sheriff, and he does a really good job. It's cool to see him, like, in front of the camera, because we're so used to, you know, not really seeing Jim Warnowski. We always hear about him. He directs tons and tons of films, but it's kind of cool to see him in a Kevin Tenney film, and actually doing a really good job, I have to say. And that's another thing too. Actually, the acting in the film overall was pretty good. You know, when the film first starts out, you think it's just going to be a horrible, horrible rendition of a zombie film, but, you know, CG bad acting, but it really doesn't have any of that type of stuff. It's actually pretty well made overall. It's got some quality to it. It's surprising, but anyways, I'm rambling on. I'm going to give this one about a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely give Brain Dead a shot. Released by Vicious Circle Films from Breaking Glass Pictures, so give this one a shot. I think this one is also readily available. I think it's very easy to find for a cheap price, so definitely check it out if you're into zombie films or alien parasite, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of cool. The brains look awesome in the film. They really do. They look awesome. So that's going to do it for day 19 here on the 31 Days of Horror Volume 3. Check you guys tomorrow, day 20. Peace!